guys, Darius here. I'm back with another episode. This one's a little bit different. I bought some stuff off Temu to give a genuine review, whole bag's worth. And today, not being sponsored by Temu or anything like that, I want to give all these items a genuine review to see whether they're actually worth using. Don't mind the dog's just being a nuisance. But yeah, let's try it out. Alright, so my first item to try out is this little light. Keep in mind, I never bought the battery, you had to buy your own battery. But this light itself was roughly around $10. So, it's going to go into the garage here. It's very dark. Look, I'm not going to lie, it does help. I mean, for $10 you can't really complain. Yeah, look, I'll give this a pass. Being under wheel arches or even under the bonnet or under the car. $10 you can't complain. Alright, the next item to review is this little knee pad here. Like if you're working on the floor, for you to kneel on, it's obviously better than laying on the concrete. Now, I can imagine that after some usage it'll soften. Right now it's very stiff, hard. As I said, if you're kneeling down next to a car like so, just takes it a little bit easier on your knees. But again, for like $10, not that bad, just to help you out. Okay, so my next item to review is this little funnel kit. I'm going to say off the bat, first thing I noticed is that these only have caps for older style radiators, mainly to suit. Now, it may not suit. It seems like this is the only one with like a expansion tank cap, and the only car I can use today. Both cars that I have today both have aftermarket radiators in them. I'm not sure how it would go for cars with expansion tanks, but from what I can see in this kit, it's only going to suit cars with old style radiators. Not that I'm particularly mad about that, but just something to keep in mind. Just also keep in mind as well that this whole kit here was $15, so you can't be mad. I mean, this in itself is already worthwhile. It helps you not spill coolant everywhere, as you can see, because I've actually had to do the radiator in this car myself, and I was spilling it everywhere. So I should have actually just bought this, and I'll try it out now. Okay, as I said, because the radiator is aftermarket, I don't have a fitting for this for the cap, but I'm going to pretend like I do. I've just put water in this, and it seems like it's not leaking. Yeah, and then once you do need to pull the chock, I'm just going to do it outside here, just so I'm not wasting water or making a mess. Check this out. And there's a chock. It seems like this plug is very tight, which you do need for it to be liquid to seal it in. So for $15, I can't be mad, because this funnel alone is quite handy, even with the little block there. So yeah, thumbs up from me. That little funnel item it's handy to have, because as a mechanic, sometimes you need to bleed coolant. Having funnels like that make it a lot easier to bleed coolant and to bleed the system without making a mess. So yeah, no, I would definitely recommend that funnel. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, so my next item to try out is this little relay tester. Now, I got this for $7 and I didn't really need to buy one because relays are cheap anyway, but I just wanted to try it anyway for the sake of experimentation. So let's give it a go. Okay, so I've hooked it up to a car battery because that's what it runs. That's what it needs to run the power off. And it's blinking red, and I'll press test. I hear it clicking, and it seems like it works. So look, for $7, can't complain. It'll save you having to buy relays if you need to test them. And yeah, thumbs up from me. Okay, so my next item is this little torch here. Now this was 16 bucks, and I'm gonna try it on. It seems like it's got a couple modes. I'm assuming these red ones is like a warning symbol, but I'll be honest. It seems like the outside of it's very like cheap plastic, but for 16 bucks again, you can't complain. Um, it's charged by USB-C, and it shows you even the little percentage of how much battery it's got. So look, for 16 bucks, cannot complain. Hey, like I'll turn off the light for a sec, garage light, and I'll turn the thing off, and then I'll just turn it back on. Yeah, to me, that's like 16 bucks. You really can't complain. Really good. It's got little hooks on the back as well. It's got hooks on the back of here as well. If you need to hook it anywhere, it's got magnets on the bottom. So if you're under the bonnet, or like you need to stand up, or you want it on the floor, quite bright, I might add. But yeah, no, thumbs up from me, 100%. Alright, so my next item is assorted fuses. Now, I can't really test these, but I bought them for the sake of just price. So obviously, like, you've got all these fuses in here, 10 amp, 15 amp, big blade and micro blade. Now, as long as they don't blow on you, obviously, as soon as you put them in and you have no shorts in your wiring and stuff, this could actually save you a lot of money, because a lot of auto parts will sell, like, say, a 4-pack or a 5-pack just for 10 bucks alone. So to buy a whole assortment of them, to me, is a really good investment. But I can't really test them, but I'm going to say TBC on this. Okay, so my next item on the list is this little pick set. This was 18 bucks. I'm going to say off the bat, I'm going to say that the handles feel cheap, plasticky. But if you're not using these in a professional environment, you just need some picks for home, I would say these would be pretty good. So yeah, no, let's try one out now. I'm just going to use one to maybe pop a clip or two. I have used these kinds of little pick tools before, and I'd say that's still pretty good. Like, it does the job that you need it to. And, just pop another one, lift it up. I would take out the clips, but I don't want to ruin the grill. Yeah, for the price you pay, they're actually not that bad. Thumbs up from me. Okay, so my next item on the list is this little engine oil filler kit. It comes with various adapters, such as Toyota, what's it got there? Chrysler, Audi, Mazda, Ford, and then Audi and all that stuff. But for this case, I've used one for Honda and I've used one for Subaru. The Honda one fits, the Subaru doesn't. And considering that this is actually quite I'd say a standard car, it's a bit disappointing, but considering you get other kits as well, like for your other cars, can't really say much. For $65, it'd make it a whole lot cleaner when you have to refill your oils, even for that matter. But yeah, I would say that it's worth your money. I sadly can't top up any because I don't need to change the oil in this car, and I don't need to change the oil in this car. So at least the tap feature would be handy, I'd imagine. Let's try it out. Okay, so I've got some oil in here, and I'm just going to drain it back into the bottle just to see how the tap feature is. It's a bit hard, so 1 second. Try to do it like this. And look, it beats pouring it out. It does have measurements on the side, so if you need to get it precise, you can. In, what's that there? Quarters and milliliters. Yeah, I would still say it's quite handy. TBC on this, just for the sake of saying I would like to use it in a real life scenario. But yeah, no, the concept of it is really good. For 65 bucks, it's really good. Alright, so the next item I have is a kind of like a big syringe. I think it's meant to be able to take a litre, give or take. This in this scenario, I was trying to buy this for, like, say, filling up gearboxes or diffs and stuff. But this one's a bit of a TBC because, again, I don't have any cars to fill up gearboxes or diffs from. But I can imagine that this hose being so stiff, it's not as flexible as you'd want it to be. But the syringe itself is, I'd imagine, quite handy. So this one's going to be a TBC for now. Okay, so the next item I've bought also is a quote-unquote brake bleeding kit. Now, it comes with some hoses and stuff, and what seems like a one-way valve, and also a syringe for your fluids. Again, this would also be a TBC, because obviously I don't have brakes to bleed. I did pay $13 for this, but yeah, TBC. Okay, and my last item to review is this set of trim removal tools. I bought this for 17 bucks, and quite frankly, straight off the bat, compared to most trim removal tools in the trade, this feels kind of cheap. Feels very stiff. It doesn't feel like it's got a lot of give in it. As in, you may not be able to use this with a lot of strength. But that being said, it does come with like this little plier tool here, and a lot of these clip removal tools. Right. So I'm gonna give it a go inside somewhere here. Let's say this door. Let's take out the key. I'm gonna try this door. Maybe a switch. Let's try the switch. Nope. It does seem like it does the job. Would I trust it day to day? Like to say in the trade and stuff? Probably not. But if you're stuck at home, I would say that it's alright. What else can we do? What else can we do? Let's try like one of these. Let's try one of these. Alright. It's just me trying to do this one-handed. And it does come out. Look, I'm not gonna lie. It did scuff it a little bit, I think. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna say that's bad, but yeah, I think the price will reflect on how good the tool is. But that also being said, if you're stuck in a bind and you have nothing else, I would still trust something like this, something that's plastic, over using like a screwdriver or something like a pry bar or something, you know. I will. I'm not condemning it, but you know, it's not. It could be better. But again, a lot of these cheaper items will always reflect in quality. And yeah, look, I'm not gonna mock it. And if you're stuck in a bind, this will definitely get you out of trouble for sure. And that was Temu Tech or Trash. Um, I think the reviews overall, a lot of the tools that were presented, um, I'll definitely say that they were made cheaply. But if stuck in a bind, I mean, a tool's a tool. I personally wouldn't use them. As being in the trade for over 10 years myself, um, tool quality is definitely cheap, definitely cheap. But hey, if the tool works and it gets you out of a bind, it's still a tool. Um, but yeah, that was kind of fun, and I hope to do some more. Team Tech or Trash, and see you guys soon. Peace.
It's not more on my bed.